Hey everyone, it's Stephanie. Just wanted to say happy Friday. We made it. Woo woo. We made it to Friday, so I am so super duper excited. I'm at home today working from home, and so have to get a lot of stuff done to get ready for Monday. Everybody know what Monday is, so getting ready for Monday. And so was in one of the other groups. One of my mentees had came to me about having an issue about one of her clients. So she was hired by this person, and she was hired by this person, and so getting close to the time of service, the person wanted, um, supposedly they wanted their money back, and they were like, I think they were maybe a week away from the. So she had got hired for day of coordination, and then the person supposedly wanted their money back for the contract or whatever. So the client wanted their money back. They wanted to discontinue her services. She stated that it has been great relationship so far, but all of a sudden, after she's gone through everything, and now it's time to lead up to the event. Now the person wants to cancel and they want a refund and whatever. So I know everybody can't join the blueprint. The wedding planners blueprint starts on Monday, and so I know in the blueprint I'm going to go over contracts and things like that. And I know everybody can't join, so I want to give this to the group, how important it is to make sure that you have your contracts, that your contracts are so null and void, that you have every itty bitty thing in the contract to make sure that you are I mean, these people are not trying to get over on you, right? And so I was trying to share my screen. I don't know why I've been having issues with my Facebook, but this I just want to go over a few things that need to be in your contract. Okay, so always, like I stated in the blueprint, I am going to give you. I'm going to give you copies of a few of my contracts that I have, but and you should always have. I'm looking over to the side because I'm looking at one of my contracts. I tried to share it, so you should always have the date. You want to have the couple's name, bride and groom. You want to have their telephone number. You want to have their email address. And then in mine, I have, dear client, this letter follows our meeting on whatever the date I met with them, in which we discussed your event and my professional role in helping you to plan it. It is my understanding that you will retain me for whatever full service, design, day of coordination. For scheduled on date of whatever and venue whatever. Okay, so I wish this thing would let me share my screen. It is not letting me share because I want you guys to see this. Maybe I'll do a Zoom so you guys can see this. Let's see. Facebook is just always just doing something so weird. Yeah, it's not letting me share. And so after that, I have my descriptions of services. So if it's a package, if it's a coordinating role, and I'll put my packages on there. And I give detail everything that is in my package. I put in there. Whatever you're gonna do, no matter how big, no matter how small, please make sure that that is on their sheet, on the contract, right? Because you don't want, and you can schedule a meeting to go over the contract so that you have every detail in there and you don't want any questions. You don't want them to be able to say, oh, you told me you were going to pick up my laundry, pick up my dress, pick up my whatever. You don't want anything to be left outside of that contract. You want every detail of everything that you were going to do. Like in my day of, or this is like in my full service, I always do a 2 hour meeting with my client after contract only. So that after contract means they have signed the contract and they have paid me my retainer fee. Okay, so that's after contract. After contract is after they sign the contract, after they paid you your fee. Then you should be moving forward. I know you guys may have seen my other post, and I stated it's a lot of don'ts. Don't go to a venue until you sign contract. Don't go to this. Don't do anything until you have your contract signed and your retainer paid. Okay, and so I put that every time someone signs a contract with me. If well, full service only. Okay, if they sign a full service contract with me, then I either take them to lunch, I'll take them to dinner or whatever. But if they only sign the day of, and then if they only do day of, and then we'll just have a 2 hour meeting. Okay. We'll meetups in person. I do a monthly schedule for full service only. Um, my full services include like budget assistance, timeline checklist, negotiating contracts. And so I put all of those things, everything that I do leading up to the day of, right? And then I put preparation for an event. Uh, and I put all of those information. And then I put my day of information. Every step, every little thing that I do on my day of, I put it on the contract. So my contract is huge, it's long, but I make sure I put things in there that I do so that no one has any question about my services on leading up to their wedding day and on their wedding day. Okay? If I do design, if I'm doing design, if you contracted me for design, I put that in there as well, right? I put all of that information on as well. Like I stated too, you sign up for the blueprint and you're going to get, I'm going to give you templates of all of my contracts. I put conditions that I feel that I need for on a wedding day. So I put, please understand that my role will be that of advisor and coordinator. You will make, and this is what I tell all of my brides and grooms, you will make the actual selections of service providers, and I will implement your selections. Okay? It is up to the bride. Now, we can recommend vendors, but it is up to the bride and groom to select their vendors. Do not select vendors. Yes, we have vendors that we like to work with and we feel comfortable with working with and things like that. But, sorry, I'm looking at Facebook at the same time. But you should not be making the selection. You don't want that responsibility, right? You don't want them to say, oh, Stephanie told me to get this DJ. Stephanie told me. No. Your job, our job is give them a set of vendors, allow them to make the decision. Give them this, allow them to make the decision, right? It is up to them. It is their decision. Another thing that I put under my conditions is you will make payments directly to the service providers and vendors and not to me. I do not accept any commissions from recommended vendors, and I cannot guarantee services, providers' performance or product. Okay? When my clients hire vendors and things like that, and this is me. I've done business like this since 2014, ever since I've started. I do not take any vendor payments. If a client hires a DJ, yes, I may coordinate and do the meetings and coordinate, and then we look at the contract, whatever. But the client will sign the contract, send that, and I can forward the contract to the DJ once it's signed if I'm under full service. But the DJ will send a payment link and the client will pay the DJ directly. I don't take anything for money. You have to be very, very careful. Like I stated, I'll go into more detail with this in the blueprint, but you have to be careful with kickbacks and things like that because you can get into big arbitrary trouble. You can get sued. Be careful of fees and this and all that type of things. Just be very, very careful. But like I stated, I'm going to show you how to do that in the blueprint because there is a way that you can do referral fees, but be careful of this thing called kickback. So if you don't take the blueprint, look up kickbacks and just be careful of kickbacks, okay? And so I put all of those. So you want to make sure that you have conditions in your contract. I put my fee and payment schedule in there, right? So I put, you owe me this. Right now you are paying a non-refundable right? So your deposit or retainer should be non-refundable. Okay, so you are paying a non-refundable. You are signing this contract. You are agreeing, and then you put your payment schedule in there. Like for some couples, I have them to pay monthly or stuff. But we'll go into that. I'm just trying to do a quick live. So I put my fee and payment schedule. I put my termination, right? I put in there that the contract will terminate at the end of service. So when all the services has been done, okay, the contract is terminated. Cancellations and changes, I put all of that things in there. If the client decides to cancel, if the client decides to change the wedding date, I have fees that I have the client to pay, right? If I'm doing your wedding and I'm helping you, and a couple months in and I've done all this work, and then you have decided that you want to cancel with me, but I've done all this work. No, you owe me some money. Hello. And so I put that in my contract. Okay. Again, we'll go more into detail into that because I wanted this to be a quick live. Acts of God, right? There are some things that are not in your control that you need to put in that contract so that you are not held reliable. Arbitration, if I need to take you to court, because I am going to take you to court to get my coins, I am working. I'm not trying to work for you for free, right? And so you need, we are going to court. So I put in there about, so you need to really, really do research about arbitration in your area. I live in San Antonio, Texas. Our county is Bexar County Court, and so I put that information in the contract. Okay. I also have military clients. San Antonio is huge for military. Okay. And so I put in there because we do have clients that they're military, they schedule a wedding or whatever, and then someone ends up getting deployed before the event happens. And so I put that in my contract because I do now. My dad was military. I'm huge on military families. Like I said, San Antonio is a huge military area. And so I put in my contract, yes, I do either, I'll cancel the contract, no strings attached. I put all of that into my contract for military clients. And then I put a lot of like safe working environment. Me and my staff, we should be working in a safe working environment. And then I put a photo release in there as well, okay? Because every wedding that I do, I want, and I think I deserve the right to have access to your photos so that I can promote for my business, okay? And so I have them to sign. So like I stated, we'll go over that in when we get to contracts in the wedding blueprint. But I know everybody is cannot feasibly sign up for the blueprint. So I just kind of wanted just to give you guys a little bit of detail of what I put into my contract. So I just wanted to do that quick live just to say hi to you guys. Okay, I've been on here for 13 minutes, so let me go. So I hope you guys have an amazing Friday. Again, everyone knows that the Wedding Planner Blueprint goes on, opens registration on Monday. On Monday, I will be going into detail of, I know I see a lot of newbies in the group, and so starting your business, how to start your wedding planning business. Wedding planning business is one of the easiest business to start because the startup is so low because you're pretty much working for yourself. You're selling your services, right? And so I'm going to go into great detail about that, open up registration, tell you guys more about the blueprint all next week, and I'm going to have some fun surprises for you guys next week. So if you are looking at the video, comment below, let me know, hey, I'm looking at this is the replay, I'm looking at replay, so put in there replay, and let me know what you guys think about this little topic. So if I don't talk to you guys again, I have a lot of things to get ready for. Of course, I'm getting ready for Monday's launch. And then, again, everyone knows my son plays football, so he plays football in Tyler, Texas tomorrow. So me and my husband will be headed to Tyler, Texas in the morning. And then next Saturday, before I close, because Blueprint opens on Monday and then it closes on the next Sunday. So the next Saturday, I think I may have another coffee with Stephanie just so that people can come in. I am going to do that. People come in, ask me questions, individual questions about the Blueprint if you have any questions before registration closes the next day on that Sunday. So I really hope you guys have an amazing weekend. If I don't see you guys again this weekend, I love you guys. Thank you guys for being so active in the group. Again, I'm going to have Lakeisha on next week so she can talk to you guys. She's the new admin in the group. And so I love you guys. Thank you guys for being a part of my group. Again, post that you're watching the replay in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions about contracts. And I hope I kind of touched a little bit on that. But again, like I stated, and I am going to have a little, I'm going to, I already said that about, I'm going to go into a lot more topics next week for the Blueprint. Okay, guys, I love you guys. Having a great Friday. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.